found my perfect sound. Can you see the fire in my eyes? Bitch, it's burning out. Lightning in a bottle. I think I just found my perfect sound. Can you see the fire in my eyes? Bitch, it's burning out.
Yo, yo, yo. How you living? How you feeling? How you doing? The First Choice Fantasy. And today, we're going to give you guys behind the scenes of our Dynasty leagues. We're only in 2, so we don't have much experience in these things. I think this is the 3rd year we're going
This is
into.
year 3 of the first one. We're going into year 2 of the second one. You know, we decided that we talk about it, so our money where our mouths are.
Yeah, exactly.
Recording in the morning today, so I'm going to apologize for Ed's lack of enthusiasm in the yo-yo-yos.
Yeah, that was a
fucking
Monday
enthusiastic
morning
as
vibe.
hell. What are you talking about?
Definitely.
That was 10 out of 10. I'll give myself like an A+ for that one. But anyway, I guess we're going to go team by team in alphabetical order. How about
My
that?
team. Brandon's up first.
Oh, Brandon is alphabetical? Okay, guess not. Brandon, we're going to do
I mean, he's
this
actually
12
pretty close.
Yeah, he is. 12
Sorry,
team.
I honestly just blanked on the alphabetical. When you said team by team, I figured we were going down the line. I don't care.
Fair.
Do whatever.
Brandon at the top of the list. We're going to go in the first league, which we started 2 years ago, right?
This is year 3, so someone else do the math.
2 full seasons. This is the 3rd off season.
Our
don't
first
like
ever
those.
Dynasty league. My first ever Dynasty league I've ever been in. So
Yeah, same
that's
here.
all. Yeah, it's all
you'll
of
see
ours.
later, definitely learning experience from my side. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, this is
There's been a learning curve, sure.
yeah, for sure. All right, Brandon's team.
For some of us, I mean, I was able to take
Pop
home
that
the title
sucker up.
year 1.
Excuse Brandon's picture that was up there, but let's take a gander at his roster.
I like how it shows your image.
Yeah,
Like it's your team.
range. Yeah.
Look at this
He has-
star-powered team.
Yeah, go.
Let's go. Show him the Saquon Barkley trade. That's the most recent. Well, I guess Hill was the most recent star that I traded for, but Barkley was.
And maybe he can make the playoffs for once.
I had last season. I had the number 1 and 3 pick. Made some trades to acquire them. And I got Judy with that, and I vowed to myself I would not trade those players until year 2 or something like that. And then I traded them because Saquon Barkley.
Traded immediately.
Yes, Saquon Barkley. And Riley Goat 9899 is a solid team, which will be outside the top 8, I would assume. And a second round pick isn't anything I would hold on to. Barkley was definitely the player I wanted. Pairing with Nick Chubb, it's just something I couldn't pass up.
That pick at the time, the Riley's first. That's 111. So it is like the next to last pick in the first round. But yeah, and as you see, I was on the opposite end of that. It was a 3-way trade, so I think there's other things that I got that weren't included in this. But yeah.
And you were at the time, you were pretty much rebuilding. So you basically had Barkley and
and it's still rebuilding. What are you talking
rebuilding
about?
from forever, man?
Ed's been rebuilding since the league started.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Ed drafted Jonathan Taylor and then traded it to me immediately for draft picks.
Right when you think Ed's gaining traction,
that's literally me.
He somehow back steps. Takes like 2 steps back.
I got. We'll go over the trades later, but let's
go back to the team. Show them off my star-powered running backs.
All right, star power.
Granted, you don't get to talk shit, man. You ain't made the playoffs.
Nick Chubb, Saquon Barkley, Tyreek Hill is a monster. Just gonna put that out there. I recently traded for Will Fuller, and Hill was a trade I got. And again, I think Swift and Lamb was 2 players that I drafted last year. Lamb was, I believe, my first or third pick. And then Swift was after that. And, I got
this trade was just straight crack.
Tyreek Hill. So I was rolling with it.
Yeah, 3 first. That's absurd.
See, I got my stars and I got my future picks. That's what I'm voting for. Will Fuller, who knows? Maybe that this trade with Will Fuller was a slight overhaul. However, I've got faith in him. I mean, at the time, it wasn't. He wasn't with the Dolphins, so you can't really fault me for that. However, yeah, don't point out the fact that I had Will Fuller, traded him, but you know what?
For Hopkins,
What was
and then
that?
traded Hopkins back
So
to
I
Fuller.
got Will Fuller
That's
for,
the thing.
I mean, not that much. Debo Samuel was the best value in that trade December 8th. And then I traded Will Fuller away to get Hopkins in a second, which I think that was a successful trade. And then the most recent trade, 2/3, which are all but irrelevant, and Hopkins for the number 2 tight end in the NFL, Devontae Parker, sure, he's on the fall, and Will Fuller.
He
At the
exists.
time, Will Fuller was not on the same team as Parker, so that was no lapse in judgment. That was just
It doesn't matter if they're on the same team. You can have two
Well,
receivers
I
for the
also
same
have Preston
team.
Williams and Tua
Tua.
Tagovailoa.
Yeah.
So I mean,
You ain't counting on Preston Williams to do shit. He's just there.
I was last year because I was not in a good spot last year.
This is true.
You got
And
this
now we
guy.
get to the bench.
J.K. Dobbins. I mean, come on, man. I got some. I have confidence in my 3 running backs.
Superstar
First
Taylor
name.
Heineke.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Brandon
superstar.
feeling
He's going to
himself.
be starting by week 1.
Giovanni Bernard. Rashad Perriman. Look at these studs.
You gotta look at
Hakeem
Carlos
Butler.
Hyde. Hakeem Butler's going to break out this year.
As we can see,
Brandon
Brandon's
Gerald Everett
bench
is a monster.
is
Johnny
lagging
Smith
a
is a
little bit
monster.
behind compared
Monster.
to the starters. And all those picks you see Brandon not until next season, so that'll be helpful for him this year.
Yeah, well, I got superstars to last me until then. So
Like this guy right here, right?
yep.
Better hope none of those dudes get injured, Brandon, or else Hakeem Butler is going to have to step in as your wide receiver too.
Well, then that only makes my pick better. If I still have it next year, I don't remember.
Believe you do.
Yeah, my bench isn't exactly star
No, he
powered.
does.
I do have my first round pick.
Yeah.
I made a trade to get the Denver Broncos defense, and yeah, it's a defense in a dynasty league, but low key, this 204 for 2 future second round picks and Denver Broncos defense, just a flyer on just them in general. They're getting Von Miller back. They signed 2
The old
Kyle Fuller, Ronald Darby.
bad.
I mean,
Ronald
Darby's
Darby.
not terrible. Kyle Fuller's pretty good, I believe. They re-signed Simmons, the safety. So I think this defense is on the up and up with Vic Fangio going into.
Oh no! Go hold
2 or
on.
3.
Brandon, no one cares about the Broncos defense. Ed, go back, click on Denver. Look at their depth chart for a minute. I just want to clarify something here that this app says.
Pretty.
Wide receiver 1, KJ Hamler. Wide receiver 2 and 3, Judy and Sutton. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
KJ Hamler is
Yeah, all right.
really good.
All right. And then we got Tim Patrick as the wide receiver 6 and some dude whose name that I already forgot playing wide receiver 4. So shout out to Sleeper for that extremely accurate depth chart.
Yeah, that's not the best.
Wait for it. That pretty much sums up Brandon's team. Wait for it. It might be good eventually.
Yeah, Chris Herndon, fake person. You got anything else to touch on, Brandon? Maybe Rashad Perriman and your fucking
Oh,
infatuation?
Rashad Perriman's a
Don't let's not get him started on Rashad Perriman. please.
Rashad Perriman is going
Anything
to be
else?
the wide receiver, at least wide receiver 2 on
Anything
this
else?
team. Jared Goff can have serviceable
Jared
wide
Goff
receivers.
can play on the
can.
football field.
Well,
He
okay,
can.
Robert Woods was not successful with Jared Goff for years. I don't know. Cooper Kupp, not successful. I'm forgetting something. Am I
Are
not?
those guys Rashad Perriman? Rashad Perriman, Robert
I
Woods?
mean, he's
Perriman,
starting.
great
He's
line.
starting with opportunity.
we don't know that yet.
I'm
We
not
don't know
claiming
that yet.
he's
No, we
some
don't.
superstar. I
Brandon,
know it.
It's April.
I know it. I
It
think
is
he's
April, my
going to be
friend.
starting wide receiver 2 at the very least.
It's April.
Who are they going to sign? They're not bringing in Antonio
They
Brown.
could just not play Perriman, kind of like the Jets did, or he could get hurt.
They played Perriman.
All right, Ed. Let's see what your team has to offer.
All right. Ooh, I'm not ready for this. Not gonna lie.
Ed, honestly, I don't care about the team. I just want to see the Odell trade.
All Alex is wanting is for us to get to his team, and he can rant about how great it
I'm
is.
not ranting about my team. My team speaks for itself, motherfucker.
Goodness gracious. All right. Well,
We'll
quarterback.
get there when we get there.
I've had him before. I have him again. Don't know what to say about that. Cam Akers. I feel like I got a value trade with this one. Not gonna lie to you.
For what one? For Akers?
Yeah, I'm a big.
Let's see it.
What'd you say?
So let's see it. I don't remember what this
Yeah,
one
me
was.
neither.
I should pull it up on here.
We'll save the Odell trade for last because the Odell trade was the funny one.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
I didn't notice I traded 4 first for that actually. So definitely not a good value trade. But I think the trade was
More like
I mean, you traded Alex's, which was the 112.
3 for.
Cam's or K.
I mean,
Cutler.
if you cancel out 2 of those firsts, and it's practically 3 firsts and Judy for McLaurin and Akers, which I mean, if those picks are late, that could work out. But then if he hits on those picks, it won't work out at all. But I guess we'll find out now, won't we?
I also don't like the makeup of his team, which we'll get into later, I guess. So that's why I liked his first next year.
Yeah.
And then you traded McLaurin back for Judy and what else?
I think another first, maybe 2 firsts.
Now, February, was this when this was before Drake went to the Raiders, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you just lucked out with that. That just helped you out even more so.
I feel like he would have taken that trade regardless.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, CeeDee Lamb. I got CeeDee Lamb, BJ Moore, and I think it was who was it for Saquon? Let's check it out.
Just click one.
CeeDee Lamb. Never mind. I got CeeDee Lamb in a different trade. Oh no, it's the same trade, isn't it? DJ Chark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I traded you
Beats me.
Judy and Shark at some point later.
Oh, facts. Yeah. Well,
Wait,
that's what that looks like.
I
This
had
is-
Hurts?
Yeah.
You had
When
her.
did I don't remember having Hurts.
No, wasn't that was part of the 3-way, right?
That
I
had
thought-
to have been
I
because
thought
I never had
I thought
Hurts.
Cam had
Yeah, Cam got hurt. Yeah.
Cam
Okay.
had Hurts.
All right.
Shout out to the other channel that.
That looks
Yeah,
like
Chris
DJ
Taylor.
Moore was included in that trade as well. It's just-
No, I'm pretty sure you got DJ Moore for me for. Never mind.
Yeah, it was from you.
Was I part of that deal? What?
No, this is December.
Oh no! You know what? No. Hold on. That was separate. I know what I traded you for. You traded me picks 201 and 202 and Cortland Sutton for more. That's how it worked out on my end. I believe. Unless I'm mixing up the second round. I remember it was 2 secs. Yeah, because see, there's one of them, that second round pick. That was the 202, I believe. 201 or 202. I'm pretty sure the other one came for more.
Alrighty. Odell Beckham. So hear me out, boys. Hear me out.
Let's get into the Odell trade. This is what we're here for.
Yeah.
This is where my credibility falls. You know,
The wheels. Occasionally you slip up.
Mm.
it's like I'm a drug addict. I'm not gonna lie. I fall back every single week.
Yeah, Ed needs to get his trades in.
I make a few good trades, and then like I'm itching for one, so I force one, and I'll show you this without even no commentary. You can take a gander.
That's just sizable.
Yeah, I
I
remember.
mean, you see Ed getting the better end of the picks there, but then Higgins and Kittle to the wayside, and Elliott. But we got Odell. Odell is in the frame, so
I remember my dad
something to be said about that.
contemplating trades before this. You guys were going back and forth, right, for a little while because AJ Dillon was being discussed. You were looking to get one of his running backs, weren't you?
I wanted James Robinson. He said he don't want
Okay.
to get James Robinson if I.
I
trade
knew there was something
I
in
remember.
there he was just
I'll do that.
denying, and eventually it seems like you just were like, I must get this trade going. I have to make it happen.
About that. That's pretty much what it was. Yeah.
It happens. In the other league, I think I had a lapse in judgment in one of my most recent trades. We'll get to a little later.
Yeah, we can spare that.
Also traded for Hunter Henry, thinking he would go to the Colts, and I thought that was
Oh,
a prime landing spot. He was
That's
part of the
same
trade.
trade.
But yeah, that's the reason.
I'm kind of lucky. I've had Jonnu Smiths, and I didn't like trade anything for him. I've just had him. So, but we're living it up, man. It's okay.
Brandon Ayuk
On the
is a trade
rise.
from Alex. I sent Alex first next year.
Judy in it first. I had to do that.
I like Ayuk a lot more than Judy.
I had to take it. Ayuk is 2 years older than Judy. I feel like Judy was victimized by a bit of bad luck last year. I'm looking for him to have a good year. Get that extra first. I was looking for some more ammo, so I kind of had to do that.
Alrighty. Brian Edwards, this is Brandon's favorite player, in case you guys forgot about that. And
It hurts my heart. Hurts my
traded, I
heart.
got him for you, didn't I?
I think you did.
Andy Dalton.
I think.
Monster.
What did you? Just real quick. I just wanted out of curiosity. Wasn't it a pick? Yeah, it was at 204. And I needed to trade away some of my bench because I remember I had too many players, and I didn't want to drop any of my players because I think they all held some type of potential. So I was willing to trade for a pick.
This is my highlight of my team, honestly, the Colts defense. That's probably the best part of my team, not gonna lie. But yeah, a bunch of quarterbacks.
Oh, Hunter Renfro's on the block.
He's been on the block since I got him. I don't know. This is just an old nickname actually, because he used to be on my team, and I think I traded him away.
Hunter Renfro, that's a flash in the pan.
Traded him away.
Even though it was like 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, I remember it because it wasn't that like. No, I
It
guess
was
that would be like.
I think it was when Waller
like
got
10
hurt.
now. Oh no, I'm just talking about the draft pick. Because at the time, that draft pick
okay.
seemed like it would be very valuable. Now it's like pick 10.
Yeah.
Something like that. I'm pretty sure I have it.
And then
All the defenses kind of doing what I think both of us did in the offseason. As soon as the season ended, we started scooping up all the loose defenses with all the roster spots I could spare.
Exactly.
I have to say, though, when I get trades, for the most part, I know Alex will probably disagree, but whenever it comes to me, when I get trades from Ed, they're always like borderline pretty much fair. And like it benefits like both teams, but it's just like, do I wanna go through with it? That's like, for me personally, when I get trades from Ed, it's never like lopsided, it seems like. So I'll give you credit there. You're good at figuring out trades that are fair.
I just wait Ed out until he offers me something I can't.
And then somehow you got a shit ton of picks. Holy shit.
I don't like that it doesn't show the pick numbers on the computer. I've never used the desktop version.
Facts. I'm loading up to the 2023 draft class though. I heard it's supposed to be pretty special compared to 2022. So
that's what I've been trying to do.
Yeah.
Now I've heard that there's a fall off at wide receiver after like 6 of them.
Do we know this? We don't know this.
Like,
we don't know. We don't know. We don't know, and anyone who tells you they know is out of their fucking minds. I'm
just saying perception wise. Like,
I've been told
that's what I've been hearing.
Brandon, go on.
After like
let Alex talk. What are you talking about?
But like, isn't there in the draft this year? There's like 6 solidified like wide receivers, and then there's like a significant fall off. Is this?
It's all dependent on what you think, because there's like Chase, Devonta Smith,
I would disagree
Bateman, and then there's a bunch of like Waddle, yeah, and then there's a bunch of like kind of guys. So I mean, I think top 4 is kind of solid, and everybody else is kind of, if you like them, you like them type of thing.
I feel like Tony is above Bateman in most people's eyes.
I don't think he should be.
I remember, I don't know. I remember hearing about Bateman, and I wasn't as impressed as I was with other players. And this is with little knowledge. I'm going off of like the knowledge I've seen and heard from other sources. So I have yet to look into these players, which I will sooner or later.
So we're doing a breakdown on these in the next week or two. So if I were you, I would not say
so I'll be watching highlights, but before then, and that's when you see
highlights.
Yeah. Highlights, lowlights. See the best and worst.
Brandon, very good scout.
Gotta love that. All right, let's take out Wiley's team, I guess, just to fucking gander. All right.
Another very top heavy.
Yeah.
Solid
This
starting
type of
line.
guy that sends you trades that you just want to pull your hair out with.
Definitely solid starting lineup. Bench full of retreads.
Cole Beasley's, yeah.
Cole Beasley solid.
Don't go to town trying
Hopefully.
to defend him, man. That's Alex.
Logan Thomas was a tight end one.
See, and if you just scroll down a minute, you can see why we have such a pick and balance, because we have a lot of people that just ship them all out as soon as they get in the door.
That's the problem. If you have a league, prey on the people who don't value their draft picks. I mean,
Prey on
you have some team like Ed and I are stocked up with draft picks and have a halfway decent team. And then there's Alex's team who somehow has just, all stars and then just all the draft picks as well. Sometimes you just have those players that, work their way into those situations.
Want to scroll to this next team?
You gotta work hard, like Ed and I, to make a living. Alex just walks blindly into a room and is offered these freaking magnificent offers.
Look at this right here.
Play my cards right.
This man, I remember this man. What's his name? Loki's crew. He was so hyped to get this man last year. Pick 11.
Valid.
Everyone was kind of hating on him. Not hating on him, but they were like, he's not going to do much.
Some of us were definitely hating.
Fucking boom, snap.
I thought he'd be a better fantasy asset than an actual receiver, and I was wrong on both accounts.
Mm-hmm.
It's fair.
But it'd be like that sometime. AJ Brown.
This trade. I didn't look at it because I didn't have anybody on my team left from this trade. I don't think, but I did this trade with him to get George Kittle and Ezekiel Elliott, which I liked a lot at the time. It was T.J. Hawkinson, the 102. And then obviously I blew that up as I traded Elliott and Kittle for Odell Beckham and Hunter Henry. Right.
Oh, was that the J-Mars trade? That was like first pick, wasn't it? This year.
No, this is second.
The 102?
Yeah.
Damn.
Granted, he just said that.
I did you? I totally
You
did.
literally just
I was focusing on never mind.
All right.
I heard you say Elliott and Kittle traded them away. I didn't hear that.
Yeah,
What do people do with Sony Michel? Because I have him in the other league, and like, do you drop him or just keep him?
You drop him.
I mean, I've been holding him.
Someone sent me a decent
I
offer
just don't
for him.
want to. I just don't want to hold Sony Michel at all. Like, I would much rather on my other team. We'll get to it eventually, but on my other team, I'd much rather drop him rather than some of my other guys.
Drop it, Justin. You gotta do it. You gotta do it.
I haven't dropped him just yet, but yeah, definitely.
I mean, honestly, this one, slightly better bench than some of the teams we've got to do so far. Although deeper dynasty leagues, a lot of the benches are trash. It's just how it is. He's got pick 1 and 2 though, so reinforcements on the way.
Definitely needs a running back. Jerick McKinnon is not going to cut it, but
he's going Najee.
Out of all the teams, this is the team that's kind of using the same strategy as like Ed and I, has like a solid team. Well, probably better than both of Ed and I's teams, but is also taking into consideration that draft picks are valuable.
I feel like everybody should be doing that.
But like, I think Loki's crew.
This next team gets pretty rough.
The SKN's team.
This man didn't exactly. I mean, he inherited a poor team.
Yeah.
So
this
already in the
kind
hole.
of set things off. Like it was his first move in here, and he, as you see right here, he kind of ripped off this person by accident. So we had to redo the trade because this man accidentally clicked accept, and you can see that this trade is not necessarily good at all by any means. But then he overpaid. He overpaid for Dalvin Cook because this man is a Vikings fan. So
I think that might have been out of frustration.
I feel like there have been worse.
It ended up
overpays.
just biting him in the ass more than it did.
I mean, Davis and White,
anything else.
Brown, Goddard, solid tight end. Hill is Hill. But I mean, Cook is Cook. So, I mean, there have been worse overpays.
No, there definitely has.
Although, I mean, the rest of his team isn't necessarily. Although Tannehill and Diggs traded Mahomes for Tannehill and Diggs. That's pretty solid, if you ask me.
Definitely good.
And then we got Greg Ward and Zach Pascal in the starting lineup.
Indeed.
So
On the bench.
reinforcements on the way.
And draft picks. Let's check them out.
And womp.
It has no draft picks. Yeah. That's how that goes.
Now, I'm not sure if that was necessarily the current owner of this team's fault. I
Didn't he
think
trade
the
some of them?
previous,
Like, didn't they both?
possibly. I think the previous owner kind of put him in a poor spot.
The previous owner was Ryan, or it was Ryan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he traded away, I think, his first maybe this year, but he still had other picks. It's like he had no picks. But
Okay.
Actually, I think it was both.
Oh yeah,
This team actually finished in second place the first year. How does this happen? We don't know.
I mean Keenan Allen blew up, right?
yeah,
Or was this might have been a different year I'm thinking of.
No, not this. I meant the last team.
oh yeah, the Slayer, James.
Really? They got second place?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I don't remember that.
I beat him in the championship by a few points. Actually, I think it was a lot of points. But
Definitely not a bad team. He's kind of
me and this man are about to Keenan Allen and Tyler Lockett are about to be coming my way here soon, but
gosh.
we'll get there when we get there.
And you guys will not see it, but if that happens during this thing, you'll see it right here, and then it'll
That would be pretty
that
funny.
trade, and Alex will have won that by a mile because that's what Alex does in trades. He wins
That's
them by
not
miles.
necessarily true.
Well, I'll just throw it out here now since we're on that topic. If you're interested in hearing about some of our trades, just find it funny or find it interesting, intriguing, whatever. Our website coming out around May 4th is going to have a blog. We're blogging about recent trades, transactions in the league. So when that comes out, you'll hear about it. And you'll be hearing about recent trades and whatnot. So you get to have the inside scoop.
Yeah, nobody watched this far anyway, so it's fun. See, this man got some.
Well, at least maybe
solid
one or two
receivers.
people may have seen it.
This
Murray,
person's team last year was
solid
looked at
receivers.
as the worst team in the league, right?
coming into the year.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I feel like a lot of his success just was. I mean, Metcalf blew up.
Kyler Murray,
Gaskin.
Claypool in the third round. I hope too.
Gaskin and Edmonds had some useful moments, and then obviously Claypool, like you just said.
Look at Edmonds' trade. I believe he was fighting for a playoff spot.
Yeah.
And right before the trade deadline, this was the night of the trade deadline, 12 o'clock. We were discussing a trade. I sent out one last trade, and then I went to bed, and then I woke up with it accepted. And he was needing running back help, and I was trying to ship out Deebo Samuel. I'm not a huge fan of Deebo Samuel. He's just had pretty poor injury history concerns, along with Brandon Ayuk coming in.
Will Fuller?
Yeah. I don't care what people say. I think Will Fuller is a wide receiver one.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's pretty good when he's on the field, but I mean, that's a big if.
Well,
I don't hate the trade. I'm just
I
saying
also
it's
got
funny that you traded a guy from
2023
injury
first,
concerns for.
which I'm willing to play the long game, especially if I'm trading one player that holds value that I don't love, and then two players that I'm most likely not playing over Nick Chubb. At the time, I only had Chubb. I didn't have Barkley, but yeah.
Fair. All right. Next team, K Cuz. This man joined the league this offseason. He made a lot of moves.
He did
make a lot of moves. I don't
he
even
acquired
remember
Swift.
what happened. This is McGuire's team, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I don't even remember anymore. There's been so much shit that's happened here.
Remember when I picked up Gus Edwards over Jalen Reagor? And look who's starting in this star-powered team. Gus Edwards.
You're still a dumbass for that. I'm sorry.
I don't care. I have wide receivers in that league, and I'd rather get
Brandon.
depth.
BPA. You took a backup running back over a potential shot at a starting receiver. I don't know what to tell you. Besides, I don't even think you knew Rager was there.
No, I did.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
You willingly took Gus.
I willingly took Gus.
Okay.
You know what? You look at my other team and you'll know why.
No, I won't.
Yes,
I
you
still
will.
don't know. I've looked at your other team. I still don't know why.
I've got the wide receivers. I had no running backs. I've
For
none.
anybody that is confused, we're talking because our other league was 14, and we knocked it down to 12, and we did an expansion draft type of thing, or a de-spansion. I don't know what the word is, but
A de-expansion draft.
yeah, did like a little
That's fun.
supplemental draft. But yeah, here goes the champions lineup. He won the first
Not
year.
yet.
And Alex, you can take this over.
I got some good players.
That's fair.
We've had a good run. Very solid at running back. I'm about to consolidate some receivers. Yeah, it's been a good run. Looking forward to not being crushed by injuries this season. And the numbers don't show up, but I have picks 3, 4, 7, and 10. So it's more ammunition. A couple of high second rounders. Looking to add some guys that I'm not going to say on here because, that would just be the overplaying. I'm taking Kyle Pitts. Let's just get that out of the way now. So hopefully an elite tight end to pair with Andrews. Or maybe he'll just bust because it's just what happens sometimes.
Real quick, Ed, you remember the days when the Patriots were so successful and you just, well, I know I just wished for their demise. Did you?
Yeah,
Or were
saying
you
you
rooting for them?
Wish for my demise, Brady.
every day.
Yes.
Go.
That is the
fair.
same feeling I feel.
That's fair. I'd feel the same way.
See, that's fair.
I have no counter argument to that. Looking
That's
to
the same feeling I feel when I go through this roster.
looking to get trying to bring in Allen and Boyd. Not Allen and Boyd. Allen and Lockett. Get some higher ceiling receivers. I would like another number one to pair with Adams. But these are rich people problems.
Yeah, who do I trade
Yes.
away out of my star-studded team? Such a problem.
If you trade away the stars, then you don't have any more stars. Be nice if CEH and Miles Sanders can have a solid year.
I think CEH is gonna have a good year.
I have faith in both of them because I'm pretty sure our coach is actually going to give Miles the ball this season and not just be like, nah, dude, we're going to have Carson throw it 54 times.
Well, Jordan Howard.
Howard, man.
Jordan Howard. Fine, Jordan.
All right, let's get through the rest of these teams.
Just scroll through these.
Now that we went through hour 3, we can touch base on these.
This man's team just continuously overachieving.
Always.
Gibson, that was all right, Michael Thomas on the bench. That's a question mark moving forward, but I guess we'll find out. Another team with no draft picks.
I'll be honest, Who Dat Nation's team is a little better than what I remember it as.
He's got enough players that if they stay healthy, like he can make a run at a playoff spot, and like they will all stay healthy just because.
Yeah, just because it's Who Dat Nation.
Although I mean, like Michael Thomas was kind of a bust last year, so.
And we've got the reigning champ,
who dismantled his team upon winning said championship. They're like, not too much winning going on around here. Ship them all out. Lev Bell, Byron Pringle, Duke Devin Duvern. Look at these studs on the bench. Once he got he has pick 5 and pick 11, I believe.
Now, what do you guys? Just a real
5, 11, 12.
Question. What do you guys think about Kenyon Drake and his value? Like, would you ship him out for cheap?
Yes.
Like, I offered Devontae Parker for Kenyon Drake. Is that too cheap?
I wouldn't have even done that.
What do you mean? For Parker?
Like, I wouldn't have offered Parker for Drake.
Really?
He's a backup running back now. It's not even like he was good last year.
Yeah, I made that offer and
could see wide receiver snaps. I forgot about that. Yeah, I mean, if this man's lining up a receiver, they need to fire John Gruden out of a cannon into the sun. I would be infuriated if I was a Raiders fan and I turned on my television to see Kenyon Drake lining up a receiver.
I agree.
Gruden signed him because of something that happened in 2017. That was like 3.5 years ago. He's like, oh, I remember this man played really well against us back when like fucking almost 4 years ago, which is like 30 years in running back time.
Facts. Well, that's
That
that,
that
man.
was the reigning champ.
David Johnson
Real
also moving downhill.
thunderstruck. This man came into the league, named his team Thunderstruck, and immediately came a meme within the league. We had like multiple teams change their names to Thunderstruck. It was a strange moment. Every time he wins a game, you better believe you're getting lightning bolts in the chat saying you were thunderstruck.
You were thunderstruck, literally.
The
People just
strangest way to
can't
you know.
let go of the past.
Yeah.
Man's pretty top heavy. I didn't realize. Oh, Malcolm Brown, solid on the Dolphins. I didn't even know that.
I didn't either. I remember.
Carry on
Talking with
Johnson,
him.
man, that man got passed around like crazy in the first couple of seasons.
Bryce.
The game a hot potato, and he ends up on this bench.
He has all the Washington wide receivers. I offered him Gandy Golden. Didn't want him. That was
That's a
when
bummer.
I was trying to get the Broncos defense. He
Just,
popped up in there just to pop up in there, and he said no.
Popped up.
He's got
Yeah.
Kashawn Fawn too. I mean,
Oh,
I don't hate that.
Mm,
That was league. That's just league.
league.
that's
This
the
is
name.
league.
I
Hey,
was
do we
going
want
to go on with more, but that's.
do we
I mean,
want to
that's
split
it.
this up? I feel like this has
League.
been moderately lengthy.
I guess we could do part 1, part 2. That's fair.
Let's do part
Yeah.
1, part 2. Back with part 2 in 5 minutes.
Like, comment, share,
But-
subscribe. First choice fantasy, and we're deucing out, mother deuces.
Fuckers.
Later, part 2 in a few days.
Part 2 literally starting the next 30 seconds.